Hey guys, welcome back to an exciting episode of All About You. I'm actually going to be featuring my green-blue Vegeta deck that I took to a recent cross-world release tournament. It was exciting to be able to test out this build and just run through the competition with a few nice utility cards that a lot of players haven't been using as of late. So you will be able to see that in the featured video. But before we get to that best part, I definitely want to let you know about the new ruling changes, specifically with the Vegeta leader. Now guys, unfortunately, as it was, Vegeta is still one of the best leaders. However, he did get a slight tad nerf. When you are at 5 life, you choose to use his ability to give himself critical by taking a card from your life area and adding it to your hand. You will go down to 4 life. Now, the moment you awaken, that critical that you gave yourself will no longer transfer to the awakened leader. So unfortunately, you will not have that on your leader any longer, which means that you will be forced, in order to use that critical ability, you'll be forced to reuse the effect on the flip side, which will put you down to 3 life. Now guys, that isn't the worst thing possible, but it's something to now keep in mind. You don't want to rush your gameplays. When you know you have a clear advantage, stay maintaining the advantage. That is a must in order to efficiently play the Vegeta leader regardless of the colors you choose to use. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, here we have the green-blue Vegeta deck profile. I know you guys been waiting for it, and here it is. This won the current shop championship leading into set 3. And as we have featured, the Vegeta leader. Alright guys, you already know this bad boy. Activate main once per turn. Choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hand. This card gains critical for the duration of the turn. Then, when you have 4 or less life, you can awaken and draw 2 cards. Then we have the infamous Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Same effect as the previous. You can choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hand. In that case, he gains critical. And if you have 7 or more blue energy, he also gains a plus 10k. Additionally, he draws a card when he attacks. Very solid, very strong. One of the most consistent leaders in the game. The next card we have featured, following up the 1-drops, is none other than Bulma, Supporter of the Future. Alright guys, when you play this card, you may choose up to 1 Trunks Future with an energy cost of 4 or less from your deck and add it to your hand. She's amazing. She has the capabilities of being able to search out several targets in this format, and you will see the type of targets I have in the deck. The next featured card we have is none other than the most iconic staple in the game, Energy Boosted Majin Buu. As you can see, when you play this card, draw 1 card. Like I said guys, this is one of the strongest early filters you have currently in this format. Alright, now we have the infamous Senzu Bean. This card, like I told you guys, if you're not running 4, you're bad. This is a main staple for every deck that you play. As long as it has blue, it better have 4 Senzu Bean. Enough said. Now we have Son Goten, Family of Justice. During your turn, when you combo with this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. Like the 3-drop Gotenks. Of course, that guy is a little annoying. So this card can take care of them without a heartbeat. and you'll be much safer in gameplay and in the game state. The next card is Unyielding Spirit Trunks. The next card we have is Energy Attack Piccolo. Again, this is a staple that you must run at 4. This is your free 10k boost. When you have 4 or less life, you play this card, you gain plus 10 to the combo. Additionally, you draw 1 card. If you're not playing 4, quit the game now. There's no point of playing if you're not playing 4 of these bad boys. We have Raging Spirit Son Gohan. This guy is amazing. He comes out for the cost of 1 energy when you combo with this card. You can use this card very defensively or aggressively and still get a card on the board, which allows you to put a lot more pressure against your opponent or relieve pressure from your opponent. This card is very efficient for doing both. Make sure you utilize this in your deck. Now we have Piccolo-san, ready to strike Piccolo. He is extremely powerful and much more of a control card, which is why we play the green variant. Ready to strike Piccolo's effect. First of all, he is a blocker, so that is going to be something key when avoiding your opponent's aggression. Second of all, he has a skill. At the end of their turn, your opponent must choose cards from their hand until there are only 6 remaining and place the rest into the drop zone. This is super effective when it comes to restricting your opponent's plays and being able to just take control over the game. Remember guys, this deck so far, as you can see, is a control variant of Vegeta. The next card we have is Furthering Destruction Champa. As you've seen in many of my other deck profiles, this card is usually ran at 4. But in this deck, it's not that necessary since you're more focused on controlling the game instead of being aggressive. This card is utilized when you are going to place pressure, but just decisively when you are going in for massive damage. You play control. So when you are utilizing Vegeta's effect, you can definitely put pressure with this card, but make sure you time it out right. Auto, when you combo with this card, choose one of your attacking cards. It gains double strike. So you're going to be using this bad boy with your Vegeta leader, and you also will be using it with some of the other cards in the deck that have critical. You want to maximize your critical value when you use this card, or if you are going for game with a single strike character. We have Light of Hope Trunks. I'm going to place this bad boy so you can get a better angle since we have some glare action going on. Permanent. During your turn, if you have 5 or more energy, this card and your leader card gains 5,000 power. He's extremely essential when you are pushing with Vegeta, especially when you're going to utilize crit. Again, in this deck, you want to make sure that you time your crit effects very well. So make sure that when you do use your critical, you are gaining maximum advantage. Cards like this help you gain maximum advantage, and it's also a search target for the lovely lady, Bulma. Alright guys, now we move on to our 4 energy lineup. Fully trained Super Saiyan Son Gohan. Double strike. Auto. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Piccolo with energy cost of 3 or less from your deck and play it. Then shuffle your deck. This guy is crucial to this build. He's extremely strong because he has several targets to choose from. He has the infamous blocker, ready to strike Piccolo, which can easily control your opponent. Additionally, he has the best card in your deck, which is Boost Attack Piccolo. He can easily just grab it and search for it and place it on the field when you know you're going to do some serious damage. Right, now we have the next iconic force in the deck, Full Power Trunks. Alright, so this guy, first of all, is a triple striker. Second of all, permanent. All your opponent's battle cards gain blocker. So when he attacks, they will gain blocker for that attack. You have to be careful with Full Power Trunks because he is a heavy hitter, but he allows your opponent to have blockers. He is also tutorable by Mom over there. So as you can see, there are 5 targets in the deck to grab from Bulma. He is very strong, and he is your best finisher in the deck. Our next featured 4-drop is the infamous Hidden Awakening Kale. She is a super rare for a reason. She is the most expensive super rare for a reason. Critical, auto, when you play this card, choose one of your battle cards and KO it. Then choose any number of your opponent's battle cards, of which the total cost adds up to 5 or less, and KO them. Auto, when this card attacks, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, you draw 1. She does so much. She pretty much does everything you need to in actual gameplay. She is one of the strongest cards in the game, and she is maxed at 4 for that very reason. Now we have the last of the 4-drop lineup. Last but not least, Energy Boost Beerus. I run 4 copies. We want to maximize removal in this deck. Effect, Double Strike. Auto, when you play this card, if you have 5 or more energy, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. He is extremely strong because he can get rid of any single threat. So in complementary with Kale, Kale can remove several threats, while this man can remove 1 major threat. They work very well and synergize well together. As you can see, this deck has a lot of control. It makes sure that it can stop board, and you make sure that you can stop your opponent's major threats. Now we move on to our 5 drops. We have the Masked Saiyan, the Mysterious Warrior. He is a Overwhelm card, which was featured recently through the expansion. He is a monster. Overwhelm 5 plus 1 energy. You can play this card by giving up 5 or more cards from your discard pile and placing them into the warp. So you have to dump your whole discard pile, but you need at least 5 in it. Double Strike. Auto, when you play this card using Overwhelm, he is a Kale. You are able to choose any number of your opponent's battle cards without blocker, for which there is a total cost of 5 or less, and send them into their warp area. That is extremely strong in conjunction with Kale. There are major plays that I'm able to do during gameplay where I play this man first. I clear out all the threats, and if my opponent is running yellow, they may have a Bloodlust, which that is definitely one target you want a Bloodlust. Then I place Kale right over him. So that is major, super major plays, because after I do that, my opponent is stuck. This guy is essential to the deck. Make sure that you run him even over the Trunks, because I know a lot of players tell me, why not run Trunks in this deck? This deck is already fast enough. As you can see, I have so many filter cards, and I have a leader that filters through everything through life. So make sure that you utilize Overwhelm cards such as this. Currently, he is the best in the game, so make sure you play him. And the final card to the deck, we have Super Saiyan Gotenks. This card has been talked about several times as being one of the best, if not the best 5-drop in the game. Forget just the color, in the game. He very well may be so. Evolve, 3 green, 1 generic. Double Strike. When you play this card, choose up to 2 of your energy and restore it. You place them right into active mode. That is amazing. Additionally, you draw 1 card. So this is the entire deck. As you can see, it's very control oriented. It's not like your typical red-blue variant. Red-blue is very aggressive. You want to end the game by turns 2 to 3. In this deck, you rather prefer controlling your opponent throughout the game and finishing it around 5 or 6, where you can control the board, put enough pressure, and then field wipe your opponent's threats while going in for game with this man. See, notice how I run a lot of field wipe. This is the deck, and I hope you enjoyed it. As always, this channel is all about you.